Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the after show for Houdini and Doyle. Today we will be talking about episode 4, Spring Heeled Jack. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Houdini and Doyle after show. I'm your host, Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. I'm joined by my awesome co-host.
I'm loving the song. I was just getting lost in enjoying this.
It was in the episode, guys. I looked it up.
This is some fun music we're getting. My name is Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA. So it's various other after shows, usually wrestling related, but sometimes talking about magic.
And I'm Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie, and I'm just going to be singing the praises of Kari Lane all night for bringing cookies. She brought cookies, everybody.
Oh. These cookies are pretty insane.
Good. Yeah, it's called Cookie Good. No, semi-shameless. They did not tell me to say that, but they're really good. They're on
We're just legitimately enjoying.
Yeah, like they were really
yes.
good. All right, guys, we're going to start off with some fun historical facts. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't write down your name, but somebody on YouTube complimented those. Wait, I was going to say keep the music going. Just drop the volume.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, drop the volume a little bit. Yeah, there we go, because we're doing the facts. But I'm glad you appreciate them. Please let me know if you like them. All right, so these ones this week are a little bit about Doyle, so it's great because last week was kind of Houdini. So in 1886, Conan Doyle conducted experiments with his friend Henry Ball, and they would sit in adjoining rooms and attempt to project their thoughts onto one another, with apparently some success. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of fun.
That's very interesting.
1893, Conan Doyle's father died at a Scottish mental hospital at the age of 61, and Doyle was 34, so that was part of his getting into spiritualism. Doyle is Scot-Irish, which I don't think he is much on the show.
Right.
Not too much. He's very British. Same month, so here we get with a little bit of facts with his wife. So in the same month, his 36-year-old wife, so his wife is a little bit older than him, Louisa. Is she Louisa in the show?
I think Doyle's wife?
Yeah.
She's Tui.
Okay. Her name's Louisa, his real wife's name. She was diagnosed with TB and was only given a few months to live. I have not gotten to the part of when she dies, but yeah, anyway. Then a month later, after his wife so his father dies, his wife gets diagnosed a month later, and then a month later, he joins the SPR, the Society for Psychological Research, something like that. Anyway, I wrote it down funny. And then finally, Doyle felt spiritualism is essentially being just the scientific extension of Orthodox religion. And Doyle was a lapsed Roman Catholic.
Interesting.
And Houdini was Jewish. We talked about that. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but so there's your little bit of fun facts.
I love it.
No, interesting for somebody that was like a doctor, an author who was writing such a logical and deductive character to be also have that dichotomy of where he's also open to spiritualism.
Right?
Really interesting guy.
And it does kind of stem from religion that you could kind of go like, yeah, sure.
Oh, sure.
Especially, he's probably more open to believe in a life after death kind of idea. So, all right, so let's get into our spring-heeled Jack. So exciting. So we'll open up with the guy selling papers, little boy, motor cars, horses are going to pasture. I thought that was a funny way to describe it.
I know, yeah.
It's like, they're going to pasture. Oh, okay. A time when they're like, motor cars.
Yeah, exactly. In 10 years' time, there will be motor cars all over these streets.
Yeah.
Like, I love the placement of the time period.
Yes.
Just like it's this burgeoning new technology.
Exactly.
The one thing that struck me with this, and I don't know, and it's kind of stuck with me from all the episodes that we've watched, is just that the time period they're in. It seems very clean.
It does, yeah.
Everyone is very clean.
Yes.
Everything's very clean.
Vibrant colors and just like very kind of spotless. That's why it made me laugh in the first episode where it's like the soot-covered man at the bar. And like it's just this one lone dirty guy
Nobody else gets dirty.
A weirdly clean
England. In oh my goodness, Mary Poppins, it's just the guys
just
who
the
clean
chimney
the
sweep.
chimneys.
Yep.
Everybody else is very clean.
This is true.
Well, the clothes, I'm under the impression they did actually have pretty elaborate colors in their clothing, so that's pretty accurate. And I mean, I guess our main characters are people that are pretty well-to-do. We haven't really seen the lower class that much.
Well, the colors jumped out at me in terms of the buildings and the architecture.
Yeah.
There was one.
No soot. No.
Yeah, there was an establishing shot where all of the colors were so pristine and kind of like just popped out.
Do you remember that thing in like science class or whatever? And they're in the Industrial Revolution, the moths that actually evolved to be gray colors survived after all the ones that were white died out because then they could be seen.
Interesting.
So it was during the British like industrial. I thought it was British. It might have been American. Either way,
Could be.
it's when everything got all covered in soot with their industrial stuff. The moths that actually were gray or brown in color survived, and then went on, and all the lighter color ones died because all the buildings got dark.
I love
A
it.
little science for you guys, sort of. Anyway, and then the beginning is very ominous. It's kind of the monster of the week, or I felt very house-like. These are characters we're going to be introduced to. Something's going to go wrong, and we probably may or may not see them again.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
I just finished all of House.
See, I'm not familiar with House.
Just finished season 8, all 22 episodes
wow.
of that one, and it's an excellent show.
I'm not well versed in
All
that.
right.
I'm gonna need to.
It's a show, and this so far is kind of. I mean, this show's kind of doing it, but we stay with those characters. Something's introduced at the beginning, but it's not terribly relevant to the entire thing. It's just it's like Supernatural. They're the people you meet at the very beginning. You've seen Supernatural,
Sure.
Okay. You meet them at the beginning, and then like either they die or something. So we get our ominous note with the Moby Dick quote.
Right.
All I kept on thinking, every time they said that, I just kept thinking of Wrath of Khan. And Ricardo Montalban saying that line, "From hell's heart, I stab at thee."
Yes.
We got all kinds of cross referencing.
I love it.
So Mr. Underhill meets his untimely demise, looks out the window, some weird figure in black. I like that shot of him falling.
Great,
That looks
yes.
so good. Go stunt person on that.
Right.
That was impressive.
There was a lot. Yeah, I really loved the direction of this whole sequence. Like the sound effects of the kind of it sounds like wings flapping.
Yeah.
You know.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's his cape.
Right.
But you never really wear a cape because capes are bad. Thank you, Incredibles.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So the falling looked great. Then we get Doyle with his kids, and they're just so melancholy to just talk to mom. Well, no progress.
Yeah.
And you feel bad for him, but it's like.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say to your kids? If you don't want to certainly, tell the truth and probably tell them, hey, I don't think mom's coming ever home.
Right. Not looking great.
But also, I feel bad because then you can't keep saying, oh, she's gonna rebound, she's gonna be right back before you know it. Like knowing that's only gonna make you guys hurt even more when you really find out.
You've got to toe that line between like not crushing their dreams, but also not filling them with false hope either.
And then we get our fun, whimsical music, which means Houdini's showing up.
Of course.
And he has a new poster, and he's so excited.
Just a giant floating head.
Yes, I love seeing another classic Houdini poster with Michael Weston's face on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool.
Fun. Yeah, and then maybe you should give it a different title, little subtext.
Death-defying. You should be a writer. I love just the little jabs that they throw at each other.
They're so smart. And then we get over to Constable Stratton talking to them, and oh my gosh, her and Houdini, that scene, they had adorable chemistry. There's like grins at each other and stuff. I was just like, oh, hook up already, guys.
Well, I like the way that scene opens. I mean, it's just a close-up of the guy with the broom just pushing the puddle of blood.
Oh,
yes, that was such a great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode definitely is like, I mean, they've been good, but I thought this one had a lot going on.
Sure.
It was fun. So we get the doorman. He's like, I saw a phantom jumping from buildings. And then Houdini giving him the last tickets to the show.
That was such a hilarious moment.
Yes.
You just got the last two. Almost as if it was a child that he was like pulling the corner from behind his ear.
That was great. So we don't know if we believe the doorman yet, because it's like, well, I don't know. What did the guy see, right? So it's like,
He seems, I don't know, he was so starstruck at Houdini. I was like, this guy couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, no. And then we get when we get over to the police station, and then they're kind of debating why they go, and good point of, why are you guys on this case?
Yeah.
Good job they're bringing it up, because we were all like, why are they allowed to do this?
Yeah, the way that they're in this, when Doyle's like, all right, I want to make sure the law is upheld.
Yes.
And like, you're an author.
Yeah, you're also not the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Houdini's like, why do you want to go with him? Because the law of physics needs to be on. The humor was really good on this one, too. Really, like, beats, like, back and forth.
Sure.
And I love their little car. Their car was so
Yes.
cool, right?
Little crank operated.
No, it's this way, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think, because there's a shot later and Houdini's like this
I saw
way, and
him
think
taking out the crank. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Like a wind-up toy.
It's exactly, yeah.
In the back.
I did like that scene though because it was just as much as they can be snarky to each other, them have just like a genuine moment of like, "How's your wife?" And have that. It was just nice to have them drop the snark for a second.
Exactly, and yeah, of all people, for Houdini, the one that's always kind of the wisecracking one, to be showing an actual moment of concern and telling him that you don't always have to keep a stiff upper lip. You can actually show some emotion.
It's okay to not be all right, and you shouldn't always wallow in self-pity. They had their cute little bromance moment.
Right. That's what. Doyle had said that it's preferable to wallowing in self-pity.
Yes. So they have a little moment. That was sweet. It's their relationship budding. Oh boy.
It is.
And then we go to meet Mr. Tuttle at the horse livery, which is interesting because I would like horse stable. Same difference, but I guess time period, more accurate word, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
Gotta love that they show up in a motor car.
And that's
the wrong business.
Just really rubbing it in.
Yeah.
They're I love that their car kind of like bounces along like they're in an old timey like Steamboat Willie cartoon. Like it's just kind of like bopping along.
And
well, I do like when they show up to Tuttle and they say, and Tuttle says, "Oh, my family's had this for 70 years, and it'll be here for 70 more." I'm like, maybe not.
Horse-drawn carriages won't really go away, but they're definitely not going to. People still use horses, but
it'll be more of a novelty than anything.
Yes.
Sorry, Tuttle.
Maybe more in the boonies.
Right.
Still will.
Sure.
And they get their argument, and we get kind of a fun little standoff with Houdini and Doyle. I like their stare down. That was fun.
Because finally somebody calls them, "Are you really policemen? Because if you do, show me some identification."
Exactly.
Yeah. And Stratton's not there, so they have a moment where they finally are like, "Oh, we don't."
Right. They're looking.
We
They're
have
looking
no
for.
clout going on.
Yeah, they're looking for an alibi, and they realize they have no leverage.
Yeah.
And I do like that Houdini does not get recognized by him
thank
either.
you. Yeah, that was
yes.
He's I love that. That was one of my big laugh out loud moments. Is just like the waiting for the moment of recognition that never comes. Yeah.
No. Okay. He wasn't too disappointed. He was more just surprised. Like,
yeah, just like no, giant head. You didn't ask that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. He's so adorable. And then Houdini, borrowed the invoice.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Check that. Compare it to the note with doing their handwriting. Thank you. That word. I'm like, blah. So and then they meet Lyman. I wrote Lyman Biggs.
Oh yeah.
Elevator.
I love
What
this
a
character. I love Biggs. Yeah.
We got a reporter. Makes sense by now. We've talked about the paper, and the paper is such an important aspect in this show so far. And now we get to meet one of the reporters.
Right.
But
of course, he's Houdini's kind of friend.
Yes.
But he's huge fans of both. He's a friend and a fan of Houdini's, and also a huge fan of Doyle's as well. So he's just like double starstruck at this point.
And
it just for me, it just like sadly, like as soon as he popped up, I was like, all right, I immediately cast suspicion on him because it's one of those.
Really?
Why?
Because it's just somebody that's introduced to the plot that has some kind of connection to them. I figure he's going to be somebody that's going to end up being tied to something.
Interesting. I hadn't thought that.
I hadn't either. And someone commented on YouTube. Thanks. Good observation. They felt in our last episode they knew it was the sister because they knew that actress and they felt she would have had a bigger role.
Oh,
and I'm like, that is a kind of like
that's something you got to take
meta
into account.
problem of like you can't really have somebody. Though on my show Hunters, the guy who was Christian on Nip Tuck is apparently only in 4 episodes of a 13 episode series supposedly. I need to double check on IMDb that. I'm like, that's a bigger guy. Why is he? Right,
well, I mean, on The Magicians, one of the very
true.
minor characters was a pretty prominent character actor.
That's true.
That's always the problem with CSI. Whenever you always knew like whoever somebody like a well-known actor was like, all right, they're gonna be the guy. Even if they're like, suspicion was cast off them by the end, it was always gonna come around to them.
Yeah, somehow to get away from that. But oh well. And then reporter. Oh, and then we hear that Spring Heel Jack was actually a real thing in Kensington in 1889 and 1855. But we don't really know. But what do you guys think of how they threw in Jack the Ripper case that connected that world?
I definitely started thinking about that and started to turn that over in my mind just when the Moby Dick quote came about because it's a different quote but still from hell. It kind of makes you think Jack the Ripper, and so I figured he's got to pop up at some point over the course of this, even if it's just tangentially.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of this demon that feeds on fear. It's such like a compelling kind of myth.
Well, I feel like, especially with this, the way it was kind of going this episode, and I think we see by the end of it, I think this could be possibly the introduction of our reoccurring bad guy.
Yeah, you think?
Yes.
Yes, we will get to that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. And then we get Stratton in her plain clothes. She looks so pretty with her hair down and her long dress. And I mean, her constable outfit's a strong dress. Oh, I didn't write it down, but go check her out on Twitter because she talked about her numbers on her collar. And what it
I
means.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. She has a great Twitter too. Actually, all these people, go follow them on Twitter because they're awesome and they are really good about responding. And Michael especially. And
Oh, sure.
we might maybe have special news in the future, hopefully. We'll hint at, maybe. And then, so we got Stratton, but we don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, we see her just see a guy in the park and he's talking to some other woman and she stopped
She's
short
not
from
happy
going up
about
to
it.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, she says, has she already said that she's sick?
Yes.
Yes,
And-
she had to get her medicine, and then Houdini goes, what is that word? And Doyle's like, well, in layman's term, she has a cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And then it's cute that they both are like concerned. They're like, well, she doesn't seem sick.
I know it's this concern.
boys.
It's this concern, but it's also tempered with like a kind of the feelings of the moment. Like, no, you're a woman. You need to tell me what's wrong. Like you.
Yes.
I have a right to know what's going on with you.
Yes.
Because I'm a man.
Exactly.
I should just
Yeah.
know.
I have we'll jump ahead, but when the coworker, when he goes, yeah, that's why this is a problem when hiring those of a fragile nature.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I'll tell you guys a funny story afterwards.
Oh, all right. Of a fragile nature.
No, just wonderful comments of men that you're like,
Oh, stay classy, guys.
We get a lot of those. We get a lot of
Yeah.
those in this show.
and so Stratton's not available again. And then Houdini and Doyle with the kids. Oh,
Love
that
that.
was
That's
cute.
Doing the magic tricks for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, they just need some, like,
And Kingsley wanting to be a writer,
Yeah.
wanting to grow up to be a writer.
and Doyle's
like that.
just like,
Yeah.
that grin on his face couldn't get any bigger.
And again, it was just like another scene, much like the one in the car. It was just them not being
Yeah.
snarky, but just having just like you can see like the genuine friendship kind of
Yes.
really kind of with
Exactly.
those two
Sure.
guys.
Yeah. Then we get a new character, Natalia, who at first I thought it was the wife of Underhill. I was like, wait, nope, new character.
Yeah. Right.
I think she just had similar colored hair, so
Probably,
I kind
yeah.
of felt like the same kind of woman. But new lady, she gets molested, which is funny because like here's another example of like words in England and time. Because like today you would think more like groping or sexually,
Right.
and they just meant more like
Just
bothered and attacked.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's fun to hear that.
Harassed and
Yes.
molested. Yeah. It's interesting how the kind of the connotation and
Yes.
the denotation of those were kind of transforms.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we talked about Gotham by Gaslight, and the Spring Hill Jack kind of like had similarities to Batman that I was thinking. Obviously, you know, with the ears and everything, but
Yeah.
also deeper with preying on fear and kind of like that. That was sort of his
Good
MO.
point. I wonder if the writers know that
I don't know.
material. And they're
Right?
like,
I'm sure,
hey.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean,
We need to tweet at the writers.
while Spring Hill Jack isn't a vigilante, its
Yeah.
presence begets vigilantism later on.
This is true. Batman could have been inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
There's super backstory for it.
Love it.
Boom, boom, all those levels. And then we get Natalia. Houdini shows up, and he's so happy to be recognized.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like-
oh, that's better.
Yeah, he's like strutting. And then we get some crazy acrobatics by Houdini too.
Awesome.
Like old-timey parkour.
Yeah,
Yes.
Straight up old-timey parkour. I love it.
that was so awesome.
Houdini has all of these little skills.
Yeah, but it
That's-
makes sense of like he can do all those things.
Sure.
Sure, we all go okay.
I mean, certainly if you wanted to kind of start tweaking things that are more adding a little more fantastical,
Yeah.
instead to make like, you know,
Yeah.
Houdini some incredible acrobatic and, you know, introduce fight scenes and all that kind of stuff.
But it makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
We follow and we're like, sure. I like how Doyle almost kind of rolls his eyes at Houdini doing that, though. He's like,
Of course. Yeah, of course he's
again,
doing
you
that.
show off.
Right. Like, I know you're proving a point, but of course you have to do it in such spectacular
Yes.
fashion.
It's like, cool. Couldn't you just be like the rest of us? All right. And then the boys break into Stratton's home. I wrote LOL. And I like Houdini's point that to Doyle of, you know, you didn't really mind breaking in. It's only when you had the fear of being caught.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you stepped down from the moral high ground the second you stepped through the door, right?
I like that. That's a good life lesson there. Be like, well,
and Doyle doesn't really have any response to it. Well, shit.
And then, so would you guys, if you broke into a semi-lady friend's house, how quickly would you be exploring?
Oh my God.
Like, let's check her drawers. You know.
I'd be more like Doyle. I'd be just paranoid that, like, at every sound, like, no, we're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught. We have to go.
But I love.
Don't want your hand in the underwear drawer and be like.
It's not what it looks like. I swear.
I like Houdini's move. Like when he before you get busted, you preemptively get outside and act like you just come in. What is going on?
Doyle, how could you?
Yeah, and of course she does not buy it at all. She's like, oh yeah, because Doyle's a master locksmith. Woo, she's like, no, I don't. I love that she's like, yeah. And then they find the man's ring. They don't know what's it about. And yes, they got caught, of course. And that was super fun. Another example.
And I could just watch anybody lockpick.
Oh, absolutely.
You're like,
absolutely.
oh, more lockpicking.
Yes.
Yep. Quick little one of Houdini starts to follow Tuttle. Then we jump back to Doyle and his son. The son's finding the pictures of the spring jack, and they're pretty spooky. I think those would be pretty scary for a little kid.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I feel like they're scary for adults.
You're
like
what
these
does
are
that
some
mean?
pretty grotesque kind of like images.
I was gonna say it's like the Thin Man combined with a couple other things of just like weird long
Sure.
claw hands.
It reminds me almost of Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko.
There you go.
Like very kind of demented sort of rabbit, but like with kind of bat ears. It's very strange.
There you go.
Why are you wearing that, humans?
It's exactly, you know, Jimbo.
And then we get a little more fun thrown in there. We get the brothel.
Yes.
Oh my God, Doyle, he's like so proper and so kind of like
like,
foppish.
no,
Like,
don't.
oh, pardon me.
I'm a married man.
Which I like they laugh because it's like, yes, most people in here are married.
Right. Yeah, and
Yeah. They're like, and?
That's
But yeah,
that's
he's
why
like,
you're
"Ooh,
here,
that's
right?
nice, but don't touch me. And then we get Tuttle. We find out he wrote the note, but he has an alibi. He's with a horse. But he can't say anything because his wife would kill him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love before this. I love when Doyle's talking to Kingsley about Spring Hill Jack and kind of reassuring him. I love that even when he's trying to reassure his son, he can't say 100% that it's impossible. He says, you know, oh, there's just as much chance as a dragon, but Kingsley's response is, so there's still a chance.
Yes.
Like even reassuring his son, he can't say it's 100% impossible.
Just tribute to his character of
Sure.
believing in the bizarre and supernatural.
Right.
Well, because even I mean his famous Sherlock Holmes quote, it's like, you know, if you rule out everything that's possible,
Yes.
you know how matter extreme it is, it can certainly be possible.
Oh yes, I love that quote in that show. Well, I remember more from the show, but yeah. Then we got the prophet, and then we have the gate death.
Oh
Like
man.
that stabbing.
This
Ooh, that
is-
was,
Yes.
I like
Gory.
that though. It was good.
Just impaled,
Ew.
impaled on the fence.
Rough. And it's Herbert Oglesby. Oglesby. He was
Oglesby,
a
I think?
landlord, something like that.
You know.
He was a landlord. Well, of course. they
A
often-
weasel of a man. I like that they.
Yes.
Yes.
People are not really happy. Our reporter shows up again and argues with Houdini and Doyle and tries to hit on Stratton a little bit.
Well, and after she rebuffs him, he asks Houdini if he's basting that bird.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's what
Oh.
finally sets Doyle
yes.
off.
Yeah.
They both were like, no. See, it's one of those, like, hey, we can joke about that, but somebody else.
Right.
It's almost like it's their sister.
Yes.
Like,
Sure.
whoa,
Yeah, exactly.
not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can wager on bets with, on dates with her.
I think I just loved and hated that reference because it was such a good visual that
Oh,
you
sure.
go,
And it's so crass and
oh,
so
it's
graphic.
so bad. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's why they both were like,
Yeah, even Houdini is like, come on, man.
yeah, not cool.
Well, even when he first shows up and he says, you know, I did some research. Did you know that the Spring Hill Jack is an actual demon from hell? I'm like, cite your sources,
You
buddy.
did the
Yes.
research. Wikipedia citation needed.
Yeah. Then we get back to the police station, and Houdini's very smart.
They realize that once they
Yeah.
get to the station that there's people panicking
Everyone's freaking
everywhere,
out.
and not only that, but they find out that there's been multiple attacks in locations at the same time, miles apart.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with possible multiple attackers.
And vigilantes.
or people that that
Yeah.
think that they're being attacked rather.
And then how do you prove a point? And I like his, it smells. I gotta. And then everybody starts doing it. But
Everyone
it's kind
starts
of that
itching.
power of persuasion
Yes.
a little bit.
Well, it's similar to how he was talking about the placebo effect
Yeah.
last week. It's the power of suggestion.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too of like if you start a line anywhere, people will get in a
Oh,
line.
for sure.
Though I beg to differ that some people do not understand lines. It's really frustrating. When you're somewhere, you're like, no, there's a purpose.
There's a
line.
cue here.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people
British
definitely
word for
ask
it.
what everybody else is lining up
Yeah,
for. What do you-
and then-
what's this for? What's this for?
I
What are you
like
lining
that
up
they have
for?
extreme interest, and then you say something, and then they don't care at all, and
Yes.
they don't say thank you.
Now
Nope.
that they know. Yeah.
No.
I've been at a convention, and they're like, "What are you guys in line for?" And we're like, "The second coming."
Okay. And just walk away.
And they go, "What?"
There you go, Jimbo.
Because I'm like, you don't really care what we're in line for, so why are you asking?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll ask, and then be like, "Oh, okay, thanks. That's
Right.
not
If
what I
you
was looking
cared,
for."
you'd know and
Yeah.
you'd be in line.
Yes. Or you'd be like, "Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Not what I wanted. Wrong one." All right. So then we find that it's the emotional contagion or hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning new words, or they're making new words.
More
They're
than-
like the new term, hysteria. Yeah. Then we get Stratton alone, walking in the dark. Oh my goodness, a lady alone. And then she attacks Doyle by accident.
Right.
And I like her. I could take care of myself. And I kind of was like, it's not wrong to ask for help. I mean, I understand her
Right.
point of like, especially as a woman in that time period, she's like, I have to prove myself. But,
Sure.
sometimes it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like certainly her relationship with, certainly Doyle,
With the
if not
boys,
Houdini. I mean,
yeah.
it's been great with both of them. They've been very open and accepting of her. And certainly Houdini will, kind of tease and play around with her, but not in any kind of mean-spirited
Yeah.
way. And especially Doyle, I think, is more paternal affection. So I feel like
Yeah.
to her to be so closed off, I mean, maybe it's just,
Well, we learn more of why, but and then we have this mysterious man following her a little bit. All right, then we got Houdini hiding that he was smoking his opium.
Yeah, it
Love
was
it.
interesting. Is he smoking to escape pain or fear?
Yes.
Which I thought.
And they have that lovely discussion about fear, and then the quote of when you admit you're afraid, fear loses its power over you.
I
There's a
love
lot of other good quotes too, but that's about the one.
absolutely. I love kind of this
Whole
philosophical
discussion
discussion.
is
I said fear erodes strength.
Yeah.
But Houdini says that it helps us survive.
Yeah.
And he talks about being in the midst of performances and how he never feels more alive than when he's scared out of his mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good.
Which as someone
discussion.
obsessed with like haunted attractions and stuff like that, I can absolutely understand that sentiment.
Well, that's what they say about horror of why people really like it, because you can experience that sense of fear, but you survive, and you have that sense of you went through this thing, but you're still alive after.
Sure.
So you get that same but I didn't die.
Right.
Yeah.
Although it's interesting with Houdini because he does say that it's like only when you admit that you're afraid of something does it lose its power. But then I think there's been several times when Doyle's asked him like, I looked at your X-rays and the way your bones are all set that you must be in tremendous pain. Why are you smoking this opium?
Yeah.
And Houdini never really gives him a straight answer.
No.
So I feel like Houdini just is fearful of just being truthful or open with somebody. So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like he's not completely.
Absolutely.
fear.
This version of Houdini, it's ironically that he says that, but I feel like he wouldn't admit if he was afraid.
No, not at all. He's like, no. I just and then the hiding the smell felt like he's like a high schooler hiding the fact that he's smoking
Yes.
pot.
Right, exactly.
Like
Waving
over
the
the
pillow
window.
around, opening the window.
Spraying the perfume.
Right.
Yeah.
Cologne, whatever.
Right.
That was super funny. All right, and then we jump over to Kingsley getting scared because he thought he was being attacked. Dude, that kid's face.
I know. Oh, man. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it was tough with that one because you do hear the sound effects from from the Steel Hill Jack.
The flapping.
Yes.
And then Doyle heard it too, so.
Right.
But then it's that thing of like our first episode, the more you're thinking of it, that's probably what you're going to project. That
Sure.
you're hearing.
I mean, it's what Houdini was talking about
Yeah.
when he talked about mass hysteria and
Yeah.
the power and emotional contagion.
Mm-hmm. The more you think of it.
They're more open to the idea of Spring Hill Jack now.
Yeah. And then, of course, because then everyone's too scared in the next shot to go outside, and everybody's indoors. They're like, screw it.
I know.
Because it was the middle of the day. Like,
Yeah.
why are you so afraid now, guys? This is
I know,
perfect time.
right?
Poor little Newsy just standing in the street corner.
My favorite.
Nobody to buy a paper.
And I did love the drawing. The drawing of like Spring Hill Jack up
Yeah.
on top of the rooftop and everybody just walking around like
Yes.
it's just such a crudely drawn picture for a newspaper.
Yes, because that's their accurate photo.
Sure.
Yeah. So we have a new lead that it's Vladimir Polanov. who's a Russian immigrant, and he knows the 2 victims.
Mm-hmm.
Just happens to be a gymnast at the circus.
Right.
That's a very
convenient.
plausible person who could be our assailant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, makes sense.
Someone
Do all
that
those
could,
crazy
yeah,
things.
hop from
Yeah.
rooftop to rooftop.
And then, but then it's maybe not him. We're not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jump back to our reporter. The reporter knows the attacker.
Oh.
What?
We get as soon as I started seeing Spring Hill Jack jump
Yeah.
like in the same shots, I started piecing it together. Like, wait a minute,
Yep.
something's up here.
Yep.
Someone's in cahoots.
What do you think when he took his mask off as Houdini? Do you think Houdini had done any
For
of it?
like a
second.
split, like fraction of a second, I was like, "Hang on, what?" Yeah. No, I
like,
wouldn't.
Maybe Houdini did do
A
it.
fraction of a
Yeah.
second. Then he was like, it was like that Scooby Doo. Aha! Like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. But then we find out he hired the gymnast, but it was only supposed to scare people.
Mm-hmm. I was supposed
Just
to get
freak
hurt.
accidents.
Just trying to drum up some stories for the.
That's a common storyline, actually. I feel I've seen that in other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Staging like
Yeah, you stage
terrible
something. Yeah.
accidents to drum up
Yeah.
stories for the paper. Yeah.
And they said that the one guy that they did impale was like actually he was trying to climb up himself and then he impaled himself. I'm like,
Yeah,
No.
the way it like
No.
if he had slipped and impaled himself trying to escape, he would have been face down.
Yes, and I would believe if he fell from a building to that point. Like if I fall on a thing, you're gonna just
Right.
get poked in the back. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
like, go
With
through it.
yeah, with spikes that short, yeah, they wouldn't have gone all the
No.
way through if he had just slipped. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, don't buy it. But then, you know, we find out that Underhill was actually just a strange accident. That was not part of it.
that one, yeah, that
after.
Biggs had hired Palinov after that happened. Once Doyle had implanted the suggestion
Yes.
of Spring Hill Jack.
Exactly. And we'll get to the last bit on that in a second. But then we get back to Stratton, and he's a friend of her husband.
Nigel Pennington
Yes.
is a friend of her
Whose
husband.
jaw dropped on that of like, what?
Right.
What? Husband? What? But it makes sense. She's been hiding a lot of things.
Oh, sure. And
Yeah.
and what, like I said, Houdini and Doyle cannot stand it.
Yeah.
They
They're
can't stand that someone wouldn't tell them something.
Yes.
Like, wait a minute, are you sick? Are you not sick? Why would you say you're sick? Is everything okay? Do you
Mm-hmm.
need help? No? Okay. Who's this Nigel guy? Are you married? Why didn't you
Mm-hmm.
tell us? Like, it's this tremendous, like, right to know everything.
Oh, yes, of course. Because she's their friend. That's why you need to tell your
But
friend.
as men and as protectors, they must know.
although I felt like this was introduced quickly because I mean this is sort of 4th episode. We have not seen Stratton have any sort of kind of mysterious or like things like that where she's kind of thrown out there. But all of a sudden, this episode, she's being very like, oh, I got to go off and do this thing. She's being very secretive about her movements.
Sure.
So I don't know. Interesting that they just kind of really quickly introduced that plot
Yeah.
device.
So do you think she has... Well, she's married.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
I don't feel that guy would lie saying she's married, but do you think she's separated? Was that her husband who was with another woman in the park? Like that
Right.
was her husband talking
Right.
to another woman, so she's left
Yeah.
him, so it's probably separated, or they divorced? What do you guys think?
Or he's incapacitated somewhere.
Yeah,
or
or he's not
something.
even in
Yes.
this episode, yeah.
Ah,
I think he was the dude at the park, because she was kind of sad to see
that's
that.
a good point, yeah.
But the note said, I can explain, so I'm a little confused on if the friend was like, hey, I can explain for my friend.
That's what
or-
I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, no, he's still talking to someone, so she's not cool with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with he's cheating.
Right.
So she's separated.
I feel like it's got to be something because I don't think you introduce that sort of plot device and not have it be something that would be warrant the attention of Houdini and Doyle getting involved.
Yes.
That's true.
Well, of course they're going to get involved.
Of course.
It's their buddy.
Right.
Yes.
And they're nosy as all get out.
Right.
But I feel like somebody cheating is not enough to really like. eh.
It's you guys are fighting someone that's dressed as a demon that's killing people. Like this is kind of the least of your concerns right now.
No, it's Stratton, so they care. Anything. All right. I think it's time for predictions. Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
And now, your AfterBuzz.
We premature predicted.
It happens to the best
Good
of us.
fade out. Good fade out. I was gonna say, which we were getting to was we have the Underhill was a train accident, and it hinted at more because we saw the thing on the rooftop, and you were talking
Yes.
about that. So
Yes, I feel like because since we see at the beginning of the episode, we see somebody dressed up like Steel Jack, so we know that is real.
there was a thing there.
There was somebody there that threw this guy out the window, and we do see them watching Houdini Doyle at the end of the episode. So I feel like this could be a guy that could come back multiple times throughout the episode. I figure like trying to cover who this guy really is.
Well, and by now we've seen, we've talked about it a little before, but we've seen the formula of like, even after all of the answers are found out and even after everything is explained, there's still one thing left that's not going to be explained.
A little fuzzy.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a human or something a little more?
No, I think it's a human for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they would get into demon
I was
territory.
gonna say, I'm like, maybe I'll throw it out there. Maybe it's something a little more because he was hanging on that roof.
Maybe
or that
for
wall a
season
little bit
2.
different.
Maybe season 2. I think we're going to be grounded in the realm of the
Reality,
mortals. Yeah.
But
Okay,
I
now
could
we-
see it be like, oh, I guess it goes in prediction, so we'll do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Okay, now we can do predictions for reals. Yay!
Yes.
And now,
Because we just want a
your
double
AfterBuzz
dose. That's
There you
why.
go.
Yeah.
prediction.
Love these.
Yay!
So good.
All right. So predictions. Anybody jumping with anything? That
Well, I
they're
feel like
really...
with Spring Heel Jack, I think he's just a real person in this costume.
Okay,
But
yeah.
with the sightings that they say from like 1885, 1855, I could see that this could be some kind of secret society or something like that, where somebody like has that kind of
Yeah.
role to take care of various people throughout the the years, for
Right.
Whatever
I like
reasons.
that.
Did we ever find out about the symbol on the ring?
No, we did not.
Because that was very kind of Illuminati-esque.
That totally is leading
with
into
the-
something bigger.
Right,
Yes,
right.
I was thinking Illuminati something too.
Yeah, well,
Some
the
secret
pyramid
society.
and the eye, and
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
We don't know what. but
So I'm thinking that'll
that could
be
be
a
our
big.
other big arc.
I'm thinking
that could
that'll be
go
the
on.
big one,
Yes.
yeah. And so I like that it was just barely, just a glimpse of something here. And so yeah, I think that might be her husband. Maybe he's not necessarily cheating, but
He's in
he's
a secret
spending
society and
his time
bad
with the
stuff
Illuminati.
She doesn't like. Ooh.
Get it?
Yeah, I like that better. It's a little more exciting than the guy in the park. Yeah, maybe he's part of some secret society.
That's what I'm
how
thinking.
Houdini and Doyle would totally want to get in on
Right,
that. And
right.
Like, wait a minute, we gotta solve this crime for you, sweetheart.
We're gonna do this for you. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. We'll solve this
it's
crime
on the
for you.
house.
Yeah, we got it. We got it, girl. I don't think I have any other specific. I mean, it's still Monster of the Week, but now we
Right.
finally had a couple crumbs leading to a larger story arc,
Sure.
which is cool.
Yeah, although I'm curious to see what Spring Heel Jack's motivation is for watching Houdini and Doyle at the end
This
of
is
it.
true.
Because I
We
mean,
don't
maybe
know
that because they feel like he would not have to do anything because everybody else thinks that it was
He's been
Briggs.
apprehended. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the story is with that.
Because Houdini and Doyle, for sure, at this point, are probably pretty darn well known enough that
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're not really surprised that any villains out there would be like, yeah, we know who they are.
Right. Right. Houdini's head is literally plastered
He's
on
all
sides
over
of
town.
buildings.
He's all over town.
And I love that we end the episode seeing an even bigger head now
Yes.
with the death-defying edition,
It's a better
courtesy
poster,
of
you know?
Arthur
He's
Conan
like,
Doyle.
I like it better.
Right.
Okay, I mean, we didn't really have a whole lot of predictions, but we had
It's
bigger arc
it's
stuff.
it's hard still
right
when
now.
you're
It's still very Monster of the Week.
exactly.
Which, it's still good. I felt this was one of the better episodes. I think.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
Better humor, more character building, but it's one of those. The other ones kind of lead us into that, so they weren't any less enjoyable per se. But I think this one definitely stepped up a bit more.
Sure. It's starting to kind of take shape like
Yeah.
more extended arcs.
Just like Houdini's hair.
There you go. Boom, boom,
Which
boom,
on
boom.
Twitter, guys, I asked him, and he's very cool about talking about that. And some other people asked. It wasn't just me. So it's his hair mixed with extensions, and as the show progresses, it will be just his hair. Because yes, I cared that much about it. I was like,
right.
wait, is that your hair? Because logistically, though, if they had to either you would perm that at the beginning, because if you have short hair, just perm it, because then you could just cut it off and then it's gone. And his hair is so short, it's no big deal. Or to curl that every day of shooting would just be a waste of time.
Right.
But if they're putting the extensions in too, either they leave that's the next question. Do you leave the extensions in? Because that too, to have to redo that every time, it's just a waste of time.
Sure.
Well, to get those answers for sure, Ty and I will be adding extensions to our hair throughout these after shows.
We're gonna
By
see
the
if you guys
end,
notice.
Yeah. I can't wait. You're gonna get curl ones.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. We're gonna have Houdini hairdos by the end.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, guys, we're getting the out.
We're
music.
Yes.
play it off.
James, what? You're playing us out on that? All right.
It's like the Oscars. They're like, go off the stage now. right, guys, tell people where they can find you.
First.
And
You can follow,
what shows,
Oh,
too.
you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. You can see Kari and I tomorrow night with the season finale of The Night Manager, as well as I'm going to be doing MasterChef starting in June.
Nice. There you go. Y'all can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA. The other after shows I do Monday Night Raw right before this one. I do Lucha Underground and American Grit on Thursdays, and starting June 1st, I'll be doing American Ninja Warrior on Wednesdays.
Woo.
So lots of stuff, lots of good stuff.
Lots of physical stuff.
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
And you can find me online at Kari Lane, that's Karidlane, and you will see me tomorrow night on The Night Manager. It's our finale, which is exciting and sad because it's over. Monday nights at 8 o'clock is Hunters, and Wednesdays is Vikings. This week we're going to do it, I think, at 8, but normally it's at 9. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give us thumbs up on YouTube. Comments, please. We love reading your comments. Thank you so much for the comments so far. And iTunes, 5 stars. This is 10, but, you know, it's still 5
Give us 10
stars. 'Cause
stars.
we're just that excited. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow AfterBuzz on all the social media platforms because we have lots of really cool stuff and lots of amazing after shows, too. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.